What's up, you guys? I know it's been so long since I made a video for you guys, and when I say so long, it's been like over a month, which is unacceptable, and I'm so sorry. But I am back by request. Shout out to my classmate. You know who you are for requesting this topic for today. I hope you guys enjoy. This one is going to be slightly longer than usual, but hang in there. I'm going to be talking about some good stuff. I'm going to be talking about me. So here we go. Let's talk. I don't know where to start. Oh, I'll tell you guys the topic. So the topic is basically gonna be kind of like a testimonial. My friend has asked me to talk about how I build my relationship with God and how I continue to build my relationship with God through obstacles, battles, temptations, and everything else. And honestly, it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of self-motivation, self-drive, and it takes a lot of spending time with God. So I'm going to try to break this down into points. That way I can stay on topic and not get off track or anything like that. So basically, point number one. The way I first started to build my relationship with God was by eliminating the people in my life who weren't helping me grow, who weren't pushing me to be better than what I already was. And once I did that, that's when God really opened my eyes and showed me that what I am right now, what I was back then, and what I am right now is not all that He has for me. There's more to my spiritual lifestyle than what I'm living right now. And then once God opened my eyes for that, there was like a fire in me that just it went up. Like I was excited, I was ready. I was like, yes, God, let's do it. I'm ready to take on this battle. I'm ready to go. And then once I said I was ready, I was like, whoa, I'm not ready. This is too much, I can't take it. Because once you sit down and you talk to God and be like, you know what, God, just let your will be done. Once you say that prayer, God starts to test you and He puts you through battles and trials that you weren't expecting. So I'm not saying this to scare anybody who's about to start their spiritual walk. I'm telling this to tell you, you have to want it, and you have to want it deep down in your heart. You have to have such a desire for it that is so surreal that you don't even understand it. Once you get that, just be prepared. Be prepared for God to test you, but also be prepared for the many blessings that are going to come your way. So yeah, that's point number one. I would say point number two for me, like I said earlier, just kind of intertwines with point number one, is when you do finally decide to eliminate those, people who aren't doing, I'm not saying there are people that were bad for me, but there were just people who weren't pushing me. So once you decide to get rid of those people, you need to figure out how to add people who are going to push you to do everything it is that you need to do to build that relationship with God. I'm talking about a godly community. I started a Bible study group a couple years back, right out of my apartment, and those people still to this day are still my godly community. Although we don't really do Bible study as much anymore, which I'll touch on in a second, I still know that I can call any one of those people and have a good have a good conversation, not even just about God, just about life in general, and it'll be a great conversation. It's really important to have those relationships with those people, because those are the people who are going to push you to be better. Those are the people who are going to make sure that you're staying on track and doing the right things, and just being the godly way and not trying to be of the world. And that brings me really to point number three, is knowing the difference between spirit and flesh, between man and God. Knowing when it's God that is telling you to do something, or it's your flesh telling you to do something, or it's man telling you and pushing you to do something. And that is something that I battle with. That is honestly the biggest battle that I deal with, because I've dealt with, and this is coming more towards the testimonial side of this video or of this talk, is that I battled with the feeling of loneliness, which almost led me into a depression because I felt as though I was alone, even though I knew I have the world's strongest warriors on my side. But it's a matter of just not knowing who I was and not being sure of my spiritual walk with God, and not knowing, okay, God, is this really what I want to do? Do I really want to just go ahead and surrender everything to you? Do I want to let go of doing certain things so that I can be all for you? And I know that sounds bad and it sounds selfish, and I know y'all are probably like, whoa, did she really just say that? But it's real. Because once you surrender everything to God, that's when you are all in. Once you say, okay, God, I surrender everything to you. I'm about to give you, all of this, all of my battles, all of my problems. That's when God really starts to test you. That's when your faith is really tested. And I'm not saying that I'm not ready for that, because I believe that I am ready for it. However, it's a mind over matter thing. It's a spirit over flesh thing. It's about honestly having to tell your flesh to bow down. This talk isn't really very positive, but I'm getting there, so bear with me. Basically, I say all of this to say that it's not easy, but I'm a believer in anything that is worth having. You're gonna have to fight for it. You're gonna have to really push, and you're gonna have to really want it, because once you do have that relationship with God, once you do really connect with God, then you will have that peace that surpasses all understandings. Then you will have that comfort. Then you will have that just knowing that everything is going to be okay because God's got me kind of feeling. So how do you grow with God? How do you maintain that relationship? How do you push through those obstacles and temptations? You spend time with God. You grow in your secret place. Secret place was one of the first words that God gave me, and He really, really got at me for this specific word, mainly because I wasn't doing it, and He's still getting on me for it because I'm still not doing it. I'm a very stubborn person. Bad trait. I'm trying to pray it away. But spending time in your secret place, and what a secret place is basically it's a place where you go when it's just you and God. You're spending time with God one-on-one, whether you have music or whether you have silence or whether you're praying or worshiping, whatever it is that you do that allows you to connect with God, that is what you do in your secret place. And when God first, gave me this word, I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to set aside 30 minutes. I'm going to set aside an hour. I'm going to set aside 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. As long as I spend one time a day in my secret place. But that wasn't it. That wasn't enough for God. A secret place is a place that you pretty much have to live in. It's where you have to constantly, remind yourself when a negative thought comes up. No, that has to go. God is greater than any problem that I will face. So I will have peace today. I will have a good day. It's constantly reminding yourself that God is always with you, that you will keep fighting, that you will beat this battle, that nothing is bigger than God. And that's what spending time in your secret place does. It allows you to overcome things. It allows you to give your battles to God, and it allows you to feel more peace. And honestly, that's the best word that I have to describe it. You just have peace. And when I say a peace that surpasses all understandings, is that it happens when somebody does something to you that's really dirty. That person shouldn't have done that, but they do it to you and you can just shake it off. That's when you know that, okay, I'm really spending time in my secret place. I'm really growing in God, because if that would have been me last week, it wouldn't have been pretty. That's when you know. So for me, currently, right now, my spiritual battle is shaky. My spiritual walk, is shaky. Because being young, and excuse my dog if you hear, but being young and having a spirit, or really just being young and on fire for God, is hard. Being my age and being on fire for God is hard, because it's hard to find people to connect with. It's hard to find people your age to connect with. And some of you may say, oh, God is everything. God is all you need. Yeah, that's true. But God didn't put us on this earth to have to fight through some of these battles, alone. we're supposed to, build good relationships, build godly relationships with those around us, and that's what God intended for us to do. So once we build these relationships, we can go out together. We can go out in groups. Those that gather, so we can go out in groups and spread the gospel and be the light in the dark places. It's not always easy. It's most definitely a battle. I'm battling right now, but God, I will overcome. I will push through. I'm going to stop talking now. If you guys have any questions about anything that I said, or if y'all want me to elaborate on any of the topics that I hit on, I tried to stay on topic, so I hope this video isn't like everywhere. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, just comment, reach out to me. You can check out my Facebook page, you can go to my Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I mean, I do have a Twitter, but I don't use it. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Try to be as real as possible. Y'all already know what it is. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share with a friend who's struggling. And yeah, so I'm gonna log off because my dog is starting to whine now. So much love, you guys. Thanks for watching. JB out.